That's northmainfinancial.com.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Hello all, and welcome to the L Show, where the L in the L Show stands for leaning in, which means we will not shy away from any subject, no matter how taboo or uncomfortable it may be. Subjects like menopause, sex, libido, menopause, dry vagina, hot flashes, mental health and depression, which makes you not want to have sex, how we look, and how we feel. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman, and I'm the owner of Rose Pharmacy and Boutique Apothecary here in Cornelius. We are a compounding pharmacy with a focus on functional medicine and a much more natural approach to your health. And for those who are not familiar with what compounding is where your pharmacist makes medications that are formulated in a specific dose and or specific dosage form that is unique to you. And not all compounding facilities are alike, and quality shows in every aspect of what we do. You can find out more about us by checking us out on Instagram and Facebook at Rose Pharmacy and Boutique Apothecary, or our website at www.roserxboutique.com. And remember, the information presented on the show does not take the place of medical advice from your provider and may not be suitable for all audiences. Happy Friday to all of my viewers and my listeners. Happy Women's History Month. And I want to make sure that I shout out all of the women out there making a difference, making a change, impacting people's lives, running businesses, running homes, helping to drive our communities forward. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you to me for all that I do in the same spirit. Okay, so, yes, that's right, Bill. That's right. Thank you. So, did anyone happen to see the Oprah special on weight loss that was earlier this week? I think it was on Tuesday. Well, of course I did, because I have dedicated shows to this topic, and it's a major part of my business. But the show is actually being streamed on Hulu now. I don't know how you watched it originally, but I had to actually rewatch it on Hulu. And you can also go on YouTube and you can see some of the highlights and clips about it. So basically, she is discussing the drug class known as the GLP-1s, and I've spoken about that before. So that's the same ones that we're talking about: Zepbound, Wegovy, which is semaglutide, and Zepbound is tirzepatide. And I want to first applaud Oprah for using her platform to discuss these drugs and their impact, and also coming out and saying that she is actually using them herself due to her decades-long battle with weight. And this was the first time that she felt, from what she said, this was the first time that she felt like the food noise had been quieted. So food noise is basically you're always thinking about food, always thinking about food. So, and I don't know if you all remember this, that Oprah was a spokesperson for Weight Watchers. And she was also on their board of directors. I did not know that, but I saw that on the show. And apparently, in order to do this show, she gave up her affiliation and board seat so that she could bring Weight Watchers on the show and talk about it. So I guess it was a conflict of interest or whatever. But anyway, she had some special guests on the show who were on stage with her and talked about their experience with taking the drugs, and both of whom had been diagnosed with diabetes. And one of them was actually a teenage girl. And so, of course, people were like, shaming her because she's like, she has her daughter on this medication. But anyway, so they came at it from the perspective of obesity being a disease state and not a state of being, right? So yes, obesity is a very, very complex disease, and you just can't say to someone that they need to go to the gym or they need to stop eating so much, right? Because how everyone got there was not a matter of not caring about themselves. It was a matter of the complexity of their individualized situation, how that played out. So she also had guests in the audience whom had success. And there was one guest in particular, though, who had to discontinue the drug because of the horrible side effects that she was experiencing. So thank you, Oprah. So I guess this is my criticism sandwich. Is that what you start good and then you go to the bad stuff and then you end good? Okay, so here's the middle. Here's the meat. So, however, it was very hard for me to sit there and listen to an expert panel, and I am doing this in air quotes right now, expert panel, when I felt like it was incomplete. She has two physicians whom are consultants for the drug companies, and representatives from both Novo Nordisk and Eli. Oprah, where was the drug expert? Where was the pharmacist on this panel? Drugs are what we do. Mechanism of action is what we study, and the nuances that arise in patients. And these things, excuse me, and these things are often not known by physicians unless brought to them by a pharmacist. So we are closest to the issues when it comes to access and barriers. And after getting over this part, I was very, very irritated. The show then did, for me, very little to address the real issue of access and the issue of cost. There were, again, representatives from both Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly. There was also a representative from Weight Watchers there as well. Now, from a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being non-biased and 10 being overly biased towards the drug company, I'm going to give this an outstanding 15. Okay? So when one of the guests in the audience spoke about their side effects, one of the consultant physicians kind of glossed over it and gave the impression that the guest side effects were really not important, which is what happens when you are on national television as a consultant for the drug companies that make their weight loss drugs. So one of the audience members said that she could no longer afford the medication, which quickly then shifted into the question of access. And the answer to this was just, it was amazing. And I felt like it was kind of an irresponsible remark. It was basically that we know that obesity is complex, so also is access. Okay, that really doesn't help to give people any ideas of like what they can do. I mean, it's just that just bothered me to no end. So anyway, the takeaway there was, okay, yes, there's hope for you if you can afford it. That is an issue for me. And again, one of the things that I've always said is that with these medications, you know, you have people who do have diabetes who actually need the medication, and those who are doing it for weight loss, specifically for weight loss, that may not need it. You know, it does kind of hurt those who need it for their diabetes, right? But there are options, compounding pharmacies. That's where we actually shine. You can get these things from compounding pharmacies as well. So anyway, and at a much cheaper price. So I'll end my little soapbox there, but thank you to Oprah for bringing this out. But again, there was a lot of lackluster, left a lot to be desired in that show. And today, we actually have a treat. As much as we discuss all the issues that we have with our hormones and trying to age beautifully, when it comes to our hair, we often don't really think about it. Well, I do. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that is a line item in my finances. My hair is just that important. But I have the owners of Kenna Kunijo Salon in Charlotte, Kenna Ehman and Lauren Kunijo. On the other side of the break, we're going to get to them and we're going to talk about all these beautiful issues and how they make and keep our hair absolutely beautiful. And we will see you guys on the other side of the break. Thank you so much again for tuning in today. And as we're getting closer to the summer, guys, remember we have things that we can do to help your hair, skin, and nails, such as our hair, skin, and nails supplement from Rose Pharmacy, where you get a guarantee of everything that's in each of those bottles, something that any company is probably not going to be able to offer you. We'll discuss more of that when we get back from break. We will see you guys on the other side.
We'll be back with more of The Elle Show and Dr. Nicole Eastman after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, pack the rain gear for your Friday. Clouds will thicken up as we go throughout the day, but rain arrives once we get into this evening. It's a cooler day, too, with high temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60. Rain arrives just in time for the evening commute and then becomes steady and widespread as we get into tonight, even heavy at times through the overnight hours and even into early Saturday morning. It'll taper off before lunchtime and then drying it out for Saturday afternoon and for Sunday, too. Temperatures around 60 for the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Summer camps are just around the corner. Check out some of the camps happening at Kane Center for the Arts. Pottery for teens, paint, Broadway Through the Ages, and many more. Kane Center for the Arts is offering week-long camps starting June 10th through August 9th. For more info and to register for any of the summer camps, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Rocky Lynn is playing in Statesville this weekend. Come out to Twisted Oak in downtown Statesville this Saturday night. Show starts at 7:30, but doors open at 6:15. Come out this Saturday night to Twisted Oak in downtown Statesville. Have some great dinner and enjoy a wonderful show. Rocky Lynn, Saturday night, Twisted Oak, downtown Statesville. Saturday, March 30th, come enjoy Birkdale's first ever Easter egg hunt. Collect 10 eggs and then trade them in for special treats. The event is open to the public. No registration is required. There will be 2 hunts, so all our little friends can have some fun. Egg hunt for ages 3 and under starts at 9 a.m. For ages 3 to 7, the hunt will start at 10 a.m. Saturday, March 30th, Birkdale's first ever Easter egg hunt. Merle Fest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College. Featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
It's The Elle Show with Dr. Nicole Eastman on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Call 844-STUDIO-4 to join in the conversation.
Hello, all, and welcome back to The Elle Show. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman. If you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you, where quality shows in every aspect of what we do. If you are taking too many medications, supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely solve that issue. And as we are getting closer to the summer, we want our hair, skin, and nails to look and feel their best. At Rose Pharmacy, we have an amazing hair, skin, and nail supplement that has all of what you would expect in a multivitamin, but is a multivitamin on steroids for your hair. Both men and women can benefit from this supplement because it already has what you would expect in a great multivitamin. Call or come to the store and let us know that you heard about our hair, skin, and nails vitamin on WSIC News, and we will give you 10% off. And of course, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in each bottle, and very few companies can offer you that. And please be sure to call in with either questions or comments to 1-844-STUDIO-4, 844-788-3464. And today we have as our guests my girls Kenna and Lauren Kunijo, co-owners of Kenna Kunijo Salon in Charlotte, and where myself and my daughters have been going for years to get our hair done. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome, ladies. How are you guys? Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome. How are you guys doing today? Looking all fabulous, as usual.
We're great now. We're great.
Yeah, there's a little joke behind this, guys. So tell us a little bit about your background and what led you to decide to open Kenna Kunijo.
Ken and I met each other probably about 7 or 8 years ago, and more than hair, we both had a love and passion for giving back and being involved in the community. And through our journey in hair and just growing up in the industry, we have just both discovered individually that is something that's a little bit more rare. And so when you find a kindred spirit who also loves to give back and be in the community and touch people's lives and also give them a great hair experience, you hold on to that person. And so for that reason, we decided to, combine our resources and create a beautiful space where everyone felt welcome.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but one thing I think still remains is that we love our community, we love hair, and we honestly love hanging out. So it's honestly the best of both worlds.
So, okay, just getting back just really quickly though. So did you all, when you first got into hair, Did you say, I want to open up my own? Or did you say, you know what, I just want to take care of people's hair. I don't care how I'm doing it. I just want to make sure that I'm doing it. So tell me, like, what was that plan? Was that an early or late?
I never wanted to own my own salon, honestly. I wanted to find somewhere that would be a forever home that I could grow. And I started at a salon that I'm very thankful for my beginnings there. But it slowly started becoming true to me that I had like bigger dreams and bigger hopes, and I wanted to do more with charity. And so I opened a small suite, and that's where I met Lauren, and we realized we both were kind of doing the same thing, but we wanted to do it on a bigger scale. And so it was kind of a no-brainer. We kind of like merged our brands before we ever actually launched Kenna Kunijo. And so we were like doing all this charity stuff and weddings under this like brand that wasn't even there yet, just because we were like, I feel like we can just like touch so many more people's lives if we do this together, even though we both were kind of like loners at the time. So it was kind of more just needing the space to create what we wanted to give back to people. And at the end of the day, we just want everyone to feel beautiful and better than when they came into the space that we have.
That's amazing. So and I know, I mean, I go there, right? So I know, all the things that you guys do, and also that it's more than just hair, the things that you guys do in the community. And we're going to share some of that later on as well. But so when you guys were coming up with the name of the salon, was it just a no-brainer that it was going to be first name, last name, or were there things in the running? Like, give me an idea about that.
Honestly, true transparency, we didn't even get that far. We just had like the ball rolling in every other direction besides the name. And I think Kenna and I were hanging out in my suite one day or something, and
we were in New York.
Yeah,
On told us.
I thought Twan did.
No, On.
And the alliteration of Kenna and Kunijo just, it was appealing. It sounds nice. We like the flow of it. A way to incorporate her name and my name that sounded, I don't know, we just like the sound of it. It sounded like something that would be strong and powerful, but yet not assuming, and we kind of just stuck.
Yeah, well, we were in New York for a class, and the mentor that we were there with, he had a salon that was his last name and his partner's last name. And I remember him saying to us, like, because we were like, what advice can you give us? We're opening the salon. He's like, well, what's it going to be called? And we were like, I don't know. And he was like, all I can tell you is get something that feels equally yours and equally yours, so that when you come together, it never feels like something that's like this abstract thing. And I think then Twan was like, well, why don't you just use your names? And luckily enough for us, our names flow together really well, because the other way around, like Lauren Ehman Salon, just didn't quite have the same rings.
Right. You're right. So tell us about what makes your salon unique.
So many things.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's twofold to that, right? There's the client experience side, and then there's like the side that we have for our stylists. From a client experience side, I know you know this, Nicole, we do a lot of above and beyond things. You get hand massages, you get head massages, we have champagne or wine or coffee, everything. Just, we try to beat the client to what they need. And I feel like our customer service is pretty good. We try to go above and beyond to believe the best in our clients and always give them like a top-notch experience, whether they're running late or whatever. We do our best to make them feel calmer and better than when they came in. And if you want to speak a little bit to like our employee side, we do a lot there too.
We definitely do. I think when it comes to any craft, or it's all about the education that you're receiving, and you want to continuously be learning. And so that has always been really important to Kenna and I. So with that, we provide ongoing education for all of our stylists who are already on the floor, so that way they're at the forefront of trends and techniques, and their styling and the way of thinking never becomes stagnated. And we're constantly challenging the growth, even within ourselves, to learn new techniques and go along with the new styles and be able to offer those to our guests, so that way everyone feels accommodated, and we have a wider variety and more diverse area of services and styling. So we also, just kind of set us apart a little bit, have an assistant program that's a little bit more rigorous than I think other salons that maybe more people are familiar with. Ours is a 2-year program in which we do a hybrid situation. They are taking clients or models along the way while also being continuously educated through the entire process. So they're allowed to like grow in their craft as they're being more educated. So the goal was to lessen the fear when they're coming off of education, not education, out of the program and onto the floor, because anyone who's been to cosmetology school knows that like fear when you have your first client and you're like, did I learn everything I needed to do? Am I going to remember everything? Like normally in cosmetology school, everything's checked. You're like, who's going to be the person making sure that I'm doing what I should be and it looks the right way? So it's really overwhelming. And so we wanted to remove that from the equation so that way everyone really felt set up for success, and that they could go on the floor with confidence. And I think our clients feel that as well.
So one thing that you didn't mention that I just want you guys to just kind of touch on is versatility. So, your client base, that's important for people to know, right?
Yeah.
So that you guys are verse. And what does that look like?
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you've been through like the whole journey. And I think one of our biggest passions in teaching and educating is like hair is hair is hair. And I think a lot of people get caught up on like, well, Asian hair, or textured hair, or this hair, or that hair, but like all hair is hair is hair. All hair has texture. And so one of the things we do with our education is we try to be so diverse in trying to kind of bridge that gap between like regardless person standing behind the chair looks like at Kenna Kunijo. Everybody, and I know you can attest to this, you've seen our assistants for blowouts, you've been models for blowouts, you've seen the top of the top, the best of the best with blowouts. And we want everyone to come in and feel like we don't have someone who's just like, oh yeah, we have one girl that specializes in textured hair, one girl that specializes in, Asian hair. We want everyone to come in and be able to get at that level the same quality experience, because that's really important to us. We want to try to bridge that gap in the hair community, because I think a lot of in the hair community in the past, a lot of textured salons haven't been taken seriously. They haven't charged their worth, and we're trying to like bridge that gap at Kenna Kunijo.
Love that. What about the products?
Yeah, same. I mean, all of hair is hair is hair, right? So if you have like textured curly hair, whether, Lauren's hair is really textured and curly or your hair is really textured and curly, it's very versatile. They're very mix and match, and they're very like buildable. And so everybody can use pretty much all the products if you use them in the right combination.
Gotcha.
Totally agree. And even to add on to the education point, we make sure that our stylists twice a year we have education about our product line, and again, how the versatility and being able to combine products and use them.
Okay, that's awesome. So we're gonna go to break in just a minute here, but when we get back, I want you to talk more about the education piece, because that's so important in taking care of people's hair, right? And something that we talked about, I believe, a trichologist. So you guys are thinking about going that route. So I want you to kind of give us a little bit of, education on that when we get back from break. Okay. So if you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you, where quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you're taking too many medications, supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services, where we can help you safely solve that issue. And as we're getting closer to the summer, we want our skin, our hair, our nails to look and feel their best. At Rose Pharmacy, we have an amazing, amazing hair, skin, and nail supplement that has all of what you would expect in a multivitamin, but is a multivitamin on steroids for your hair. Both men and women can benefit from it, and it's everything that you would expect in a multivitamin, but more. Call or come into the studio, let us know you heard about it, and we'll give you 10% off. We will see you on the other side of the break.
More of The Elle Show with Dr. Nicole Eastman from Rose Pharmacy straight ahead on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, in fact, the rain gear for your Friday. Clouds are picking up as we go throughout the day, but rain arrives once we get into this evening. It's a cooler day, too, with high temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60. Rain arrives just in time for the evening commute and then becomes steady and widespread as we get into tonight, even heavy at times through the overnight hours and even into Saturday morning. It'll taper off before lunchtime and then drying it out for Saturday afternoon and for Sunday, too. Temperatures around 60 for the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yeah, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code GEAR for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code GEAR for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code GEAR.
Cold weather is here, but that doesn't mean it has to be cold inside. At G&B Energy, we provide clean and efficient propane to heat your water heater, warm your home, and cook your meals, even when the power's out. We are a family-owned and North Carolina-grown business known for fair prices and expert service. Visit G&B Energy today on Intercraft Drive in Statesville or GNBenergy.com. G&B Energy, home of the $480 Renai tankless water heater. Restrictions apply.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. First, Apple killed the Apple car. Now it's saving more money, closing down a unit that was designing and developing displays for the Apple smartwatch. A few dozen engineers will lose their jobs. Shares of Apple right now a little bit higher, while elsewhere on Wall Street, stocks have mixed. Investors pulling back a bit from yesterday's record high closes for all the major averages. That's on hopes for 3 rate cuts this year coming from the Fed. Right now, the Dow is down 0.4%. The Nasdaq, though, up about 0.33%. The S&P is flat. Thanks to Bitcoin hitting all-time record highs over the past few weeks, cryptocurrency companies are hiring again. Coinbase advertising for 200 open positions. Kraken, Binance, Gemini all hiring as well. And in a test run in Virginia, hamburger giant Wendy's now delivering orders by drone in a collaboration with DoorDash and Alphabet's Wing delivery service. The best part? There is no charge for the drone delivery. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Call now to speak with Dr. Nicole Eastman at 844-STUDIO-4. It's The L Show on 105.9 100.7 WSIC.
Welcome back to the L Show. I am your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman. If you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you, where quality shows in every aspect of what we do. If you're taking too many medications, too many supplements, or both, make sure you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely solve that issue. And as we are getting closer to summer, we want our hair, skin, and nails to look and feel their best. At Rose Pharmacy, we have an amazing hair, skin, and nail supplement that has all of what you would expect in a multivitamin, but it is a multivitamin on steroids for your hair. Both men and women can benefit from this supplement. Call or come to the studio. Come to the studio. Well, you can call the studio. That's fine, but call and come to the store and let us know you heard about our hair, skin, and nails supplement on WSIC News, and you're going to get 10% off. And remember, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in every bottle. Very few companies can offer you that. And again, like I said, call the studio for questions. These gals are the experts. And of course, I am here with Kenna Kunijo. I love this. It sounds beautiful. I love the name, of course. I'm here with my girls from Kenna Kunijo Salon. They are located in Charlotte, right in South End Very easy to get to from here. It takes me 25 minutes maybe to get there. So very convenient, very convenient. So girls, again, I don't want to talk too much. Welcome back, right? So where we left off, I want to talk about the trichologist, you becoming a trichologist. So tell me where that came from, like what was going on. Did you decide you wanted to just, oh, let's just do it, or something you've been interested in?
For Ken and I mean, relatively speaking, like there is a lot of a deficit when it comes to knowing the education about the scalp, which is very important, obviously, in regards to the people that we're seeing and touching every day. So I think her and I just really want to extend our education on that so we can further serve our clients and make sure that we're doing what's best for them and their scalp health.
Yeah, definitely. It's becoming a trichologist is something I've always been very interested in. When I first started doing hair, like we mentioned earlier, I've always wanted to like help people feel their most beautiful self, just with the way they were created. And when I get stressed out, one, I lose hair, and two, I research things. And so it just kind of happened that I started researching why people lost hair, and I kind of wanted to learn more about that. And so that's kind of, I think there's so many people out there who are great hairstylists and they're great at sculpting hair, cutting hair, painting hair, styling hair, but few people really understand how to help someone when they're in their most broken moments of like, I'm losing my hair and I don't know what to do. And this is my identity. We're women, especially, like, this is scary. And so that's kind of where my like down the rabbit hole trail got me to, oh, I think if I really wanted to become an expert in this, we could do trichology.
So, yeah. So women going through hormonal changes, that is one of the things that we see is, their hair starts to feel a little brittle, or it's not as strong and as healthy looking, it's dull, those sorts of things. And I tell you that that is typically not one of the first things that gets addressed when you're dealing with a patient, a hormonal patient. But I believe it should be, because like you said, it is our identity. It is our brand. It is a scary, scary, scary thing. So because I know how much you love to talk about hair loss, let's get into it. So, I know that so in your practice, what things are you seeing that are causing the most hair loss? What from your perspective? You know what I mean?
For me, as an extension specialist, I often see, unfortunately, clients come in who have had rejection and bald spots due to poor application, and maybe having a stylist not meet their needs and customize their application for that client's scalp health and their health needs. In addition to that, I think we have a lot of women who come in who are, experiencing postpartum hair loss and they were never even told about it. And so that's obviously a daunting surprise, and we hate to be the one to educate them, but we would gladly have the correct products that we can recommend to them. But there's just a lot of areas in a woman's life where I think there's unexpected hair loss. And without that education, you're left feeling like you're doing something wrong yourself.
Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of people, they think of postpartum hair loss or this or that, but what they don't think of is that, like, again, hair is hair is hair, and hair loss is all the same. It's called telogen effluvium is the actual medical term for it. And what it means, this is my nerdy go down a rabbit hole thing. What it means is that all of your bulbs of the hair in all three hair growth and loss cycles decide to come out at the same time. It can be caused by any sort of stress. It can be caused by COVID. We saw a huge number of people lose their hair during COVID, which was very hard. We see it during hormonal times, menopause. If you go under general anesthesia, if you get in a bad car accident, that's traumatizing. If you, go through a bad breakup or a stressful season in your life. And so helping people, I feel like it kind of helps people feel like you're not alone. Like this happens to so many people. I, a couple months ago, all of a sudden had some hair loss and I was like, man, that's weird. But I realized it was a stressful season in my life. And knowing that and knowing what to do to counteract that with your supplements, your diet, your products, your scalp massages, that really helps and empowers women.
I agree.
So tell me, what are you not a fan of because listen, there are commercials, I mean, that just blast the airways. We have many, okay? What are you not a fan of when it comes to hair loss? and why?
Okay, so one of the things that Lauren and I pride ourselves in is you'll never hear us talking bad about a certain brand or a certain drug or whatever. But what I can say is anything that feels like a band-aid to a situation that if you stop doing it after a year is going to bring you back to that same place, we're not a fan of. So there's a lot of drugs out there that you can take. Specifically, men take these drugs. You know what I mean? And it keeps them. I mean, it's true.
It's okay,
Men,
guys. It's
you know,
okay. It's okay. We know you're trying to just still stay young. I get it. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's fine. I love them. But if you take these drugs and all of a sudden you stop taking them and all your hair falls out, that probably wasn't a fix to the problem. And so we're very have a holistic approach. As you know, shameless plug, I use all supplements from Nicole and love them. Dr. Eastman, I'm sorry.
You're fine. You were fine. You're fine.
But knowing what supplements are going to actually help fix whatever imbalances in your body or reduce those stress or whatever, that's what I would say. So we love a good scalp massage. Yeah. We love a good, the drops that we have at the salon are really good. I mean, kind of to your point, the supplements and just being on a really great multivitamin, I think we did see a lot of hair loss post-COVID for even people who didn't get sick just because they were vitamin D deficient. I mean, we're not doctors, but having a lot of people who are low on vitamins incorporating the supplements that they need, we were seeing a resurgence in hair health and growth. And I think there's a very important spot for that as well.
Yeah.
So one thing, though, that I really want to make sure that you guys just share with people is really about, I like the fact that you say I'm trying to remember how you said it, Kenna. You had said it's all hair. It's like we take care of your hair. It's not like getting to the hairstyle. It's we take care of your hair. We get the root. We keep your hair healthy. So I think that's kind of how you phrased it, and I love that because bandages are not good. Okay, so we know that ultimately there's a root cause to things, and if we can get to the root cause, but also how are we taking care of ourselves throughout that process, and that's the products and all of that, and the gentleness of the hair. One segment that I had a doc on, and she talked about the extensions, talked about people who would say, oh, I need to give my hair a break. So they put it in a ponytail, right? And is that really giving your hair a break? Is it? Probably not, because it's causing stress on the hair. And so just the education that you guys give, I love when in the salon, and just how you kind of meet people where they are, but yet are very firm about where you stand with regard to it. And we'll go down that rabbit hole in just a second, because I love the fact that they do set boundaries, okay, with needy clients such as myself, who you want.
Never.
This is what you want, but is that what you actually need? Is that what's going to be best for your hair? Probably not. So again, we'll talk more about that on our other side of the break with them. And remember, if you or your healthcare provider is looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you. Quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you're taking too many medications, too many supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely solve that issue. And remember, amazing hair, skin, and nail supplement that has everything you would expect in a multivitamin, but it is a multivitamin on steroids for your hair. Both men and women can benefit. And again, call or come to the studio. Why do I keep on saying studio, Bill? Call or come to the store and let us know you heard about us on WSIC News, and we're going to give you 10% off. And we will see you on the other side of the break.
We'll be back with more of The Elle Show and Dr. Nicole Eastman after this short break on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, in fact, the rain gear for your Friday. Clouds will thicken up as we go throughout the day, but rain arrives once we get into this evening. It's a cooler day, too, with high temperatures in the upper 50s to near 60. Rain arrives just in time for the evening commute and then becomes steady and widespread as we get into tonight, even heavy at times through the overnight hours and even into early Saturday morning. It'll taper off before lunchtime and then drying it out for Saturday afternoon and for Sunday, too. Temperatures around 60 for the weekend. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Summer camps are just around the corner. Check out some of the camps happening at Kane Center for the Arts. Pottery for teens, paint, Broadway through the ages, and many more. Kane Center for the Arts is offering week-long camps starting June 10th through August 9th. For more info and to register for any of the summer camps, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. Rocky Lynn is playing in Statesville this weekend. Come out to Twisted Oak in downtown Statesville this Saturday night. Show starts at 7:30, but doors open at 6:15. Come out this Saturday night to Twisted Oak in downtown Statesville. Have some great dinner and enjoy a wonderful show. Rocky Lynn, Saturday night, Twisted Oak, downtown Statesville. Saturday, March 30th, come enjoy Burkdale's first ever Easter egg hunt. Collect 10 eggs and then trade them in for special treats. The event is open to the public. No registration is required. There will be 2 hunts, so all our little friends can have some fun. Egg hunt for ages 3 and under starts at 9 a.m. For ages 3 to 7, the hunt will start at 10 a.m. Saturday, March 30th, Burkdale's first ever Easter egg hunt. Merle Fest is back, April 25th through the 28th at Wilkes Community College. Featuring nearly 100 performers, including Old Crow Medicine Show, Sam Bush, Turnpike Troubadours, the Teskey Brothers, Nickel Creek, and more. Tickets and information at merlefest.org. Listen each morning to Good Morning LKN for your chance to win tickets. Have an event you would like to tell people about? Yard sales, estate sales, and everything in between? Visit WSICnews.com and click on events to submit your event today.
The L Show continues now. Here's your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman, on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Hello, all. We are back. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman. I am here with Kenna Ehman and Lauren Kunijo, owners of Kenna Kunijo Salon in Charlotte. And if you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you where quality shows in every aspect of what we do. If you are taking too many medications, supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely solve that issue. And as we are getting closer to the summer, we want our hair, skin, and nails to look and feel their best. So not only do we have Kenna Kunijo, co-owners of Kenna Kunijo Salon in Charlotte on, you also can get a hair, skin, and nails supplement from Rose Pharmacy, a multivitamin on steroids for your hair. If you mention that you heard about it on WSIC News, we will give you 10% off. And also feel free to call the studio today with any questions, 844-STUDIO-4, or you can interact with us on social media. So we left off with just, again, the education piece and the health of people's hair and taking care of people's hair and making sure that, we're meeting people where they are. But I want you to kind of give our audience an idea of, okay, I'm a client. I said, listen, well, I'm a new client coming in and, I'm having issues with my hair. Say, hey, can I get an appointment? What is the first thing that we do when I walk into your salon for that appointment?
So we are very big on consultations. Consultations are much more important than the actual service because you don't know what to do if you don't know what's going on. So one of the things that we always make sure that we do is asking about people's routine at home, their diet, their stress levels, what's happened in their life recently. So a lot of times, I've been doing this for a long time. And so a lot of times I can feel someone's hair and I can tell if they're vegan, I can tell if they're vegetarian because their hair feels brittle because it's lacking something. It's lacking iron and it's lacking protein. Mm-hmm. And so one of the biggest things that we talk about is nutrition. Are you taking supplements? What are you taking? What are you putting into your body food wise? Do you style your hair every day? We are known for going very in depth, often sending people to Dr. Eastman when we need a little bit of help on, that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we interrupt her hair appointments. I'm like, my client right now needs to talk to you. She's losing her hair, help. And
I don't mind it at all.
I've done that, actually. I know. But I have also, recently I had a client that I was trying to figure out why she was losing her hair. And we've been trying for a while. And I finally said, have you ever been tested for PCOS? And she, long story short, kept saying no, no, no. And finally she pushed and pushed, and her doctor tested her, and she found out that she had PCOS, and that's where her hair loss was coming from. And so she changed her diet, she changed the supplements that she was taking, and it really helped. And so I think that's one of the biggest things that we try to dive into is like, what is going on in your life that is causing this? And therefore, what can we do to kind of fix the problem, not put a Band-Aid on it?
I love that. Love it. Love it. So, just like any responsible professional practitioner, you want to know what you're dealing with first before you measure 15 times and cut once,
Yes.
So I love the approach. Love the approach. So, let's talk about boundaries. I know, I want you to tell our listeners and viewers, how do you guys set boundaries with your clients?
So listen, it obviously first starts with a consultation because we're trying to learn someone's lifestyle, their habits, their routine, how often they like to be in a salon ideally. We always really want to dive into that because we don't want to set them up for failure and give them something that, that has a maintenance of every 4 weeks and they want to come in every 6 months. But in addition to that, there have been times where all of our stylists have had to say no, and it's not no as a hard no, it's maybe not right now. And that comes from a place where we value the long road of the integrity of the hair. So maybe we have somebody who's obsessed and addicted to their flat iron, yet they want to be platinum blonde, and the two of those don't mesh well together. And so it is we're going to send you home with this conditioner, take care of your hair, throw away your flat iron, and in 6 months, when your hair's healthy and right, we're happy to revisit this conversation to get you to your hair needs. But we're not going to do something for the sake of doing it to make the client happy in a moment when it's going to, when they live with it for the next coming weeks and months, feel like garbage, essentially.
Yeah, I love that because I think I've wanted to do a few things that maybe not a good idea. So, and I would have been miserable if I hadn't have listened to to the counsel. So, yeah, so thank you guys for that. So this is something also that I really, really, really love about Kenna Kunijo. Your philanthropic efforts, the things you do in the community. Please talk to us about that.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like we said earlier, that's what brought us together was specifically I was part of a organization that helped with anti-human trafficking efforts here in Charlotte, and day of I needed help doing a bunch of free hair for people, and I bopped into Lauren's room and she's like, yeah, cool, I'm down and I'll do this anytime. And so since that's kind of what we were built on, that is one of our main things that we do, is that a portion of all of our sales for all of our services and all of our products go back to Hope for Justice. And Hope for Justice, by doing that, we've been able to actually fund and fully run a safe house here in North Carolina every single month for the last 5 years, which has been really cool. When all the George Floyd stuff happened, we our hearts obviously broke, but we looked around and we were like, we've got to be able to do more. Yeah. So many people were making donations and this and that, but what about the long term? Like, how do we fix this and help long term? And I think we felt very happy about that because we're not Black and we're like, what can we do? And so if you want to share kind of what we do with that.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. We so they're 12 months in a year, and we choose a different organization to support every month. So we're touching 12 organizations a year. And we make sure that they are local, Black, Indigenous owned, and we love obviously a female run company as well, but they have to fit under those parameters, and we give a percentage of our retail sales and a donation to them at the end of the month. And it's been really neat to see how we're able to support the community because we pick organizations that directly impact our community, that we can physically know that it's going back to the kids or to the homeless community or to those who need it. And we make sure to do a lot of research and kind of rotate that so that way we're able to touch as many organizations as possible.
Yeah, and it's been really cool to get clients involved because every Friday, 100% of our proceeds from all product sales goes to whatever the organization of the month is. And so we have clients that will specifically be in and be like, I need products, but I'm going to come back on Friday so that I can know that the full amount is going to this organization. And we also were able to kind of like pull a lot of our clients and say, hey, what organizations do you want to see us giving back? It's your money. You're coming in and spending money with us. Like, how do you want to make a difference in the community? And so it's been really cool to partner with a lot of these really cool organizations.
One organization a month. I had no idea. So you've mentioned a couple. Give us some other ones. I'm sure people just aren't aware of like a lot of these organizations. Can you give us a few more names or?
One that we were touched by is the South End Arts program. The money that we were able to provide in a month was able to provide chairs for the students. They were sitting on their knees, kneeling in computer classes. And so half the money went to be able to provide them chairs in the school, and the other half went into their arts program to be able to buy more instruments so that way they could grow the arts department so more students could venture out into that area.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'm really bad with names of charities, and Mackenzie runs all of this, but there's one charity that we work with, and I can't remember the name of it, but we do it in June for Father's Day, and it's specifically to help single Black fathers in the community to have like funding to connect with their kids and spaces to connect with their kids, and that's always been like one that I really love. Yeah. And then was it YBL or YLB that we just YLBA is one of the ones that we do a lot for. I know there's a gala coming up that we're going to work with them, but we like to try to find things that are specifically like in our backyards, like the South End Arts, and like these other ones that are helping people specifically like in the Charlotte area.
Right.
Not that other places don't matter, but like, you know, if we're going to be in the community and we're going to, you know, invest in the community's hair, we should be investing in the people that live in the community as well.
I agree. This is just amazing, guys. I mean, so I hope everyone listening can understand why I go to this salon. Yes, I love that, Bill. I love that. So where can folks find out more about Kenna Kunijo?
Oh, well, I would say definitely check out our website, KennaKunijo.com, our Instagram. Feel free to send us a DM if you have questions about how you can support, you know, maybe one of the charities that we're supporting or be involved. We love connecting people with great people.
Yeah. Okay. So we have the website, social media. All right. So you guys have heard it only on the Elle Show. Okay. About the amazing things that Kenna Kunijo Salon does. Ladies, I love you. You're great. Thank you for being on the show today. I hate that it has taken so long, but, you know, we'll have to have you back again. And,
We would love that.
and if you or your healthcare provider has been looking for a quality compounding pharmacy in the Lake Norman area, look no more. Rose Pharmacy is the place for you. Quality shows in every aspect of what we do. And if you're taking too many medications, too many supplements, or both, make sure that you take advantage of our consultation services where we can help you safely solve that issue. And as we are getting closer to the summer, we want our hair, we want our skin, we want our nails to look and feel their best. At Rose Pharmacy, we have an amazing hair, skin, and nail supplement that has all of what you would expect in a multivitamin, but it is a multivitamin on steroids for your hair. Both men and women can benefit from this supplement. Just call or come to the store and let us know that you heard about the hair, skin, and nails vitamin on WSSC News, and we're going to give you 10% off. And of course, with Rose, there is a guarantee of what is in each and every bottle, and very few companies can offer you that. And thank you to everyone who tuned in to this week's segment of the Elle Show. Thank you to Kenna and Lauren, owners of the fabulous Kenna Kunijo Salon in Charlotte, where I can attest that it doesn't get a whole lot better. I'm your host, Dr. Nicole Eastman, pharmacist and owner of Rose Pharmacy here in Cornelius. Thanks again. Block off that 3 to 4 p.m. time slot every Friday for the Elle Show. See you soon. Bye.
Serving you better than ever before. 105.9, 100.7, WSI.